welcome to my new video. This week I'm going to be showing you how to play an easy classical guitar piece that I wrote. It's a very simple piece. I'm going to break it down into 5 small sections and hopefully you can have some fun with it. Thank you. Okay, so the piece of music I wrote probably about 3-4 years ago, something like that, and I recorded a quick version and popped it on YouTube about a month ago. Since then I've had a number of requests to provide tablature and so on, but I thought, well, the best thing to do is probably to give you a quick lesson. So here goes, part number 1. Okay then, so part 1 is very simple. It starts off, and by the way we're in the key of E minor, and it starts off by playing, using the second finger on the A string, playing the B note with the thumb, and at the same time playing the open B string with the finger, so it's just like a little claw technique. First chord. And it moves on to the next chord, which is exactly the same, but using the E note on the D string with the thumb and the open E string with the finger. So together it's, and the piece is in 3/4, so it's got a kind of a waltz feel. So that's the first little bit. And then what we do in between that is pluck the open B string, so it's, yeah. And after that we do putting the third finger on the F sharp on the E string on the second fret, so it's together. Sorry. Oh, we've been nearly going to get it. Okay, so all I've done there after the F sharp is walk up to C note on the A string with the second finger and the G note on the E string on the third fret. So it's, and the same chord we replicate on the 5th fret, so it's the A string, the D note on the A string, and the A note on the E string. So if you see that there, hopefully you can see it in the camera. Difficult to explain when you're doing it finger by finger, note by note. So okay, so we're just sliding up, and then we reach up with the little finger to the 7th fret and play the B, and play that back to the A. So it's, I actually do put an open B in between, I've just realised, so there is an open between there. So if you listen to that, yeah, it buzzed, but the note was there. Yeah, so that's part number 1. Part 2 is a little more difficult. I find the easiest way to play this thing is by preparing the fingers on the correct frets to start off with. So the first finger's on the 2nd fret, first finger's on the 2nd fret, the second finger's on the 3rd fret, and the little finger, pinky, is reaching up to the A note on the 5th fret. So we kind of position the fingers like that, plucking the D string as an open kind of a drone, if you want to call it that, and playing a little trill. I'll play it first and then I'll break it down. Returning to the E minor chord. So what we do, we're plucking off, we're playing with using the thumb to, as I said, the drone with the D note, pulling off with a little finger, and then trilling twice, returning to the D note there on the B string, the F sharp on the E string, and then returning to the E minor. So once again it's, okay, I'll try and slow it down. It's not easy when you're slowing this thing down. Okay, we'll do that again. And then we go back to the beginning, to part 1. So that's part 1 and 2 together. Okay, then on to part 3. What we're doing with this is reaching up to the 10th fret on the fretboard, again with the familiar shape that we've used before, using the 2nd and the 3rd string to reach up to the 10th fret, using the the D note on the E string, and then reaching up to the A string in the same fret. Same chord that we've used down here, and then reaching up once again to the 12th fret to the E on the E strings, pulling off, then down to the 8th fret, but this time instead of holding a string, we're actually just doing an open A note. So it's okay, very, very simple. Okay, so we're on to part 4. So we've just done part 3. Part 4 is a little bit tricky because there's a finger stretch and a trill at the same time, which I always find really difficult, especially if you try and play it too quickly. It's difficult to get the stretch and the trill in at the same time, if that makes sense. So we've just played part 3. Okay, now we're sliding down 1 fret to the 7th and using the familiar shape we've used before on the E string and on the A string. And then we're playing, I'm trying to remember this actually. So playing, hammering on with the pinky onto the 8th fret, and then we stretch down, and then this is where we do the trill. That's why I've done it quick, because it's difficult to explain. That's as slow as I can play it. So the way I've done it is reach up to the 8th fret with the little finger, down to the 5th fret with the first finger, and then trill on with the 3rd finger, trilling on there, and then down to the chord that we've used before using the E string and the A string once again. So it's the same shape again. And again. Not easy to play. If you slow it down and practice just that little trill section, it comes easier in time. Something like that. Okay, on to the last part. I will just mention that once we've played part 4, so the little trill we've just done, we return to part 1 and 2. Now you can play that as many times as you want. You can rearrange the tune however you want. It's entirely up to you. So on to the last part, part 5. Again, it's using trills and pre-prepared kind of finger positions. So, reaching up to the 7th fret, we use the 7th, 8th, the 10th fret, all on the E string. This time we're plucking the open G string to accompany the little phrase, and it goes something like this. So I'm trilling again with the 1st and 2nd finger, and then playing the 10th fret on the B string and the 8th fret on the B string. So it's, and make it kind of snappy so it stops and starts. Okay, so that's the phrase. The second time we play the phrase, we end up on the B note on the E string, so it's. So we're playing the 10th fret on the B string, so it's like a question and answer phrase. And that in itself is a little exercise, just playing that part alone. This is why I broke it into small sections. Once again, we return to part 1. So actually, before we return to part 1, we do resolve on the second time round. I think it's a B minor 7th. Now that's little finger on the B string on the 10th fret, and then the 9th fret on the A string. So it's slightly different to the chord we've used before. It's just 2-finger chord. If you can see that, hopefully. So it's. Try and slow it down. So that's part 5, and then we just return to part 1. Okay, part 1 and 2, and then part 5 again. If you want to end it, you can end it like that. Just end it on maybe an E minor chord or E minor chord down here or something. It's entirely up to you. So they're the individual parts, 5 parts all in all. As I said, break it down, do the individual bits, and then piece them together, make your own arrangement, and have fun with it. If you do manage to play it through, please post a video, post a comment, and let me know how you've done with it. If you're struggling with any particular section, let me know and I'll try and explain it further. As I said, it's not easy to explain, when you're sat here with a guitar in the woods talking to a camera. But yeah, please, any comments or suggestions or questions, stick them in the comment section below. Thank you.